Hello, this is Mike, editing this episode. Just wanted to give you a heads up that Steven is not in this episode at all. It's just me, Conley, and Ted in this one. We tried to get a hold of Steven, but Steven is infamously very difficult to get a hold of. He is admitted as such, not checking Discord at all. Like, how the fuck are you gonna do a podcast that we do through Discord and not fucking check Discord? I'm sure I tried to call him and text him several times to get a hold of him, and we just opted to just fuck it, do it without him. He does appear later on to inform us that he is at work and some shenanigans have gone down, so he does have a good excuse for not being there for the episode, but like, I kind of wish he would have told us sooner. Steven being Steven. So yeah, just letting you know Steven's not in this one, which is a bummer because this is the series finale. I told him that he could hop in a call with me and give me his thoughts on the album after the fact, and that never happened, so we'll never know what Steven thought of the albums we picked this episode. I'm sure he hated them. Yeah, that's all I got. Enjoy the episode. My mic is turned down on my mixer. Let's try that again. Hello, CCG Music Podcast, Season 4 finale, series finale. You may notice that something is wrong. We have the three squares as usual, but this is a finale, so Ted's here, but someone's missing. Yeah, Steven's not answering his phone, so I just figured, fuck it, we'll do it without him. Whatever, it's fine. I called this man like 3 times. I tried to message him. I literally pinged him before we started. I saw him come online in Discord for all of 3 minutes and then go back offline. This is why the podcast is ending, is because it's next to impossible to get Steven, to get a hold of him, to schedule this stuff. Because in a perfect world, we would be doing this every week. But because of Steven, it's like every month. Fucking hell. Anyway, albums for the episode. Being as this is the series finale, we went nuclear. I'm sorry. Well, some of us went nuclear. We've got My Teenage Dream Ended by Farrah Abraham. We've got the Brutal Decibel trilogy by DJ Myosuke, and the entire JustinRPG discography. And then You'll Be Fine by Hot Mulligan. So, Ted, since your album is the only one here that you could argue is decent, I'll let you go first. Wait. Hold on. Stream cannot hear you. I'm glad I caught this. Oh. Stream can hear you now.
Okay. It's the only one that you could argue is music. That's where we're going to leave this off. So normally when I join these podcasts, what ends up happening is like week 7 or week 8 of the 10-week stretch before I jump in week 10 is Steven has done something to piss off Mike and Conley. Mike and Conley create albums that are targeted specifically towards Steven not enjoying them. Steven then goes his version of nuclear to make sure that like he has properly made Mike and Conley suffer, and then they return the favor, and I end up getting stuck with like some literal garbage that is literally just targeted to make somebody angry. So what I picked was something that I knew Mike and Steven were going to hate when I was told that like, hey, it's going to be a really angry podcast. We're going big, we're going home. So I picked something with like really not good vocals. Despite the fact that I like this a lot, I assumed that it was going to frustrate the shit out of Mike and Steve. I don't even know that Steven's listened because he's not here to say anything about it. But Mike, I hope I at least slightly hit that target.
Well, joke's on you. I actually kind of liked this a little bit. Haha.
Well, great. That's honestly that's not a losing solution for me. No, I really love Hot Mulligan. They're one of my favorite groups. I often find myself not being able to listen to other things because I'm going back to Hot Mulligan consistently. There's a lot of angst, a lot of energy, really upbeat, and a lot of the songs in this album are just super catchy. I enjoy it a lot, so I'm kind of happy I didn't go nuclear because I got an excuse to listen to it again today.
Yeah, this is just kind of pop punky, more emo leaning kind of stuff, which I don't hate. But it's usually not my style of stuff. There's other genres of music that do sad things that I prefer. But this is all right. This is not bad. Like I said, I like this quite a bit. The only thing that I don't really like about this is that pop punk and kind of this style of emo stuff kind of have the same style of vocals. I guess that's just a quirk of the genre that you either like or don't. Sometimes it can be maybe a little annoying. I don't know, but it's okay. It's not my favorite, but I don't outright hate it. I listened to this whole thing while I was walking to my car earlier, and then on the subsequent drive home. NBA All-Star Weekend here in Salt Lake, so I had to park 5 blocks away to go to watch some snowboarding thing, and it was quite a trek to get back to my car. So I needed something to listen to on the walk back. So why not? But yeah, I liked it. It's all right.
Yeah, I will say that the vocals, like, I think there's a weird, like, subgenre. Like, most pop punk emo vocals are, like, distinctly not good. I think this is, like, an alternate level of, like, extremely not good. Like, hey, find the worst singer we know and put him in there. There's only a handful of bands that I can tolerate that do that, but I think this one just hits the right notes for what they're doing.
Yeah, I was like, you targeted this towards Mike and Steven, because you know that I like pop punk, and this wasn't going to bother me, really.
Yep.
Yeah, it was good. I like pop punk. I like this. I had heard Hot Mulligan before, but I hadn't, like, I think, listened to their full albums. And his voice on, I think, like, the last 2 or 3 songs, I was like, okay, I can be done now.
I encourage you guys to go and, like, watch one of their music videos, even if you do so with the sound off for most of it. And I only say that because, like, the voice that you expect that person to come from is not that at all. He looks mostly like a cartoon character, and it's just, you can't believe that sound comes out of that man's face.
I'm definitely gonna look that up, because it is a very sad emo boy pop punk, which I like sad emo boy pop punk, so it's good. I'm actually, wow, I'm kind of surprised they only have I thought they were bigger than that on YouTube. They only have 14,000 subscribers.
That doesn't surprise me a whole lot, but somewhat. 14,000 is not a lot.
But yes, they are good. Better than everything else that was this week.
Oh, by leaps and bounds. Can we start with Stevens? Can we?
Yes. So I'll explain this for Steven. JustinRPG is basically Chris Chan if he leaned more into music, I guess. All you need to know about this guy is that he thinks he's literally married to the Pokemon Reshiram. He has a vor fetish and is not shy about telling people about this. If you look at his Facebook, he posts some very questionable images. There's literally a song on here about vor, I think.
Multiple. With them.
There's multiple. I didn't get through this whole thing, I'll be honest, because 3 hours is a lot.
13 minutes. I made it to 13 minutes.
But yeah, songs on this are about how much he loves Reshiram and vor and other Pokemon, and it's like covers to real songs that he changed the words for, but he's not even singing remotely in tune at all.
Not in tune, not on pace, not... Oh, God, it was abhorrently bad. Okay, before I get to my rage, I have questions, all right? As weird as it is to have questions, I have questions, okay? So, what I did after those, like, 13 minutes was I just kind of, like, scrolled through the track listing, and I listened to little tidbits of each part, because I didn't want there to be something like, oh, but did you catch this part? Where I could just have something more to be mad at when Steven tried his hardest to defend this, right? There was a section towards the end where they became Christmas songs that he, again, couldn't keep time with. But also there was this, like, a 2-song, like, gap there where it was about fucking a different Pokemon, not the one he spent 3 albums fucking married to and fucking, right? And the whole thing is like, I know the Pokemon I'm married to can murder me, but God, this was so fucking bad. I already think that Steven is an asshole when he shows up on this podcast and makes me listen to fucking garbage. I think less of him as a human because he knows this exists. Like, this is terrible.
I know this existed too, but I try not to think about it.
Oh, God.
I did not know this existed, and I am mad that I learned this. I have learned everything about JustinRPG against my fucking will. Thanks, Steven.
God.
I don't know what you can say about this. Like, this isn't. I mean, if anything, you can say that he at least had the courage to upload them to the internet. The just complete lack of shame, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't particularly like that he likes to bring, he likes to put his fetishes out there on his music. That's a little fucking weird, but okay, let's be real. Everything about this is fucking weird. There's nothing about this that isn't weird.
As awful as it is, too, my biggest complaint is that it's not a fucking album. This was literally designed for human torture. Steven didn't pick an album. He didn't pick songs to listen to. He didn't put one album together. It's just, I found this 3-hour YouTube video. It's close enough to music.
It's his... Yeah, fuck him for picking the entire discography instead of the album.
I was mad about the same thing when he did the ABBA Greatest Hits the last time I was on.
Yeah, that was a cop-out. He picked a Greatest Hits album and not an actual ABBA album.
And somehow, he managed to do worse at pick an album. It's your only criteria. Pick an album, and he's like, 3-hour YouTube video close enough? Fuck!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could replace this as a form of torture in Guantanamo Bay, and they would be perfectly fine with it, because this was bad. I did it for the podcast. I sat through all 3 fucking hours.
God, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
you're stronger than all of us.
I wanted multiple times to shove fucking what do they call them? The fucking chopsticks straight into my goddamn ear, so I don't have to listen to this ever again. I wish I could go back in time when I hadn't done that. Steven's
not even here to fucking talk about it. Ah!
I know, Steven. This is. If I ever see you in real life, I'm gonna have words for you.
Okay. I'd like to talk about mine next because I unironically like this album. These EPs, actually. So, background information, I've talked about Hardcore Tanosi before. DJ Myosuke is a member of this group. They're an indie, hardcore Japanese electronic label. They're mostly known for making original music for rhythm games, so they have stuff in Sound Voltex, Waka, basically any rhythm game, any big rhythm game, members of this group probably have songs in them. Myosuke specifically is known for making stuff where the beat goes burr. Like, really hard, vibrate your entire skull, that kind of stuff, and I love that shit. One of the last tracks that was added to Waka before it went offline is actually on the second EP in this trilogy, 1 BPM. It's my favorite chart in the whole game because it basically forces you to, like, have a deep knowledge of the game's mechanics to be able to cheese it. It's such a stupid fucking chart. I love it. There's a video of me playing it on the CCG YouTube. Check that out. So, yeah, basically just 30 minutes of really high-intensity noises. I guess the theme of this collection of EPs was just really loud bass go burr, vibrate your skull. Yeah. I don't like every track on these. I think my favorite is 1 BPM, You Killed My, and then there's one track on the third EP, I forget what the exact name is, but it's basically like, it's basically the lo-fi hip-hop beats to study to, but beat goes burr. That one's pretty good. Maybe, like, one track on the first EP I think is alright, but I get that this probably definitely isn't for everybody, very obviously, because it's just loud noises, and my taste in music is destroyed at this point, so, yeah, I don't know. I like this. I like when it goes burr. I like when my head vibrates. That's all I have to say about this.
Okay, so compared to the other 3 things I had to listen to that weren't my own choice, this was by far the most palatable. I won't even tell you outright that I disliked it. I think that what I did experience though was closer to dislike than enjoying it. So all three, but particularly the first EP, like the sound. The sound was just kind of like, how many loud noises can we throw on one track and make it listenable? There was not a whole lot of like tempo or rhythm or goal. It was just be loud. It came off kind of abrasive, and I think my biggest issue with it was that the only real thing that I could imagine was like a horror movie where they're in a nightclub and all of a sudden there's a slasher going through the crowd and then there's just people screaming, but it's just violent thumping, loud noises, and I could see flashing lights despite the fact that the video on YouTube was basically a still image. Like, it just kind of sat in a weird place. But all that is to say that like it still wasn't terrible. If your goal is just loud noise and that's exciting, then I think you nailed it. It's not awful.
So really quick, I finally got a reply back from Steven. He's at work.
What the fuck?
Okay.
Yeah. So,
this man needs needed to just check Discord once.
For real. Anyway.
Or his phone, or answer a call, or like make plans once. Just one time.
Jeez. Anyway,
Yeah. I mean, the other person that can just fucking noise music. I liked it to an extent. I had to turn this down a little bit because I had been listening to something else and was like, nope, that is going to deafen the fuck out of me if I keep that up, as though I just listen to something else. And I need my fucking hearing. This is so fucking interesting. I'm sure that sometimes I think that they just kind of face roll a keyboard and just say, yes, those sounds, all of them, now. It is very, very, very intense. I'd actually have to say that 1 BPM might have been the one that I had to almost stop on, where it was almost too much. And I was like, I had to take a second before I continued on to the last 3 songs. But I still overall liked it.
I think there was a while on Twitter and TikTok where Myosuke was like memeing the hell out of Joe Fight in the album cover for Brutal Decibel EP2. Because like the face that's on there, it would be like a wide angle shot of something completely normal, and then you zoom in, and then he zooms in, and it's the face from the album cover, and then Joe Fight starts playing. It's good.
Oh god.
Yeah, that leaves yours.
That leaves mine. I picked Farrah Abraham's My Teenage Dream Ended. So I actually had this picked, I think, from the very first time that we picked a Fuck You album. I went looking for just shit albums to unleash on you guys. And this was the one that I found that I was like, I'm saving this one. This one's gonna be in the back pocket for whenever, shit actually hits the fan. I know, I saw that Fantano liked it. I think it is giving her and her producers a little bit more credit than they deserve. I do not like anything on this, and would rather listen to 1 BPM again than listen. I would listen to that song on repeat for like 2 hours than listen to this album ever again. I do not like it. I'm not sure if there's any part of this that I would have liked. I mean, it does have those kind of like hyper pop-ish beats. You can hear some. You definitely hear the dubstep, electronic, EDM influence of the time, but I don't know, and not no part of it, at least to me, feels innovative, I guess.
Okay, I'll go. So I went. So I saw Fantano's video and watched a couple minutes of it before I went into this, and I kind of kept some of the things that he was saying in mind while I was listening to it. And I guess as far as outsider music goes, this is interesting. The backstory behind it. I guess she released a book around the same time that this album came out, and some of the songs are named after the chapters in the book. I'm not familiar with this person, really. I've never watched the shows that she's been on, so I don't know who this is. As far as the instrumentals go, I think the dubstep stuff at the beginning is kind of tacky. Despite being into that kind of stuff around that time back in 2010, I was into that stuff, but now, like, I just kind of find it tacky. There's some elements of this that I guess you could consider, like, proto-hyperpop in a sense. Some of the lyrics here are kind of dark. They tie into, what she was dealing with in the book, and 16 and pregnant, whatever, teen mom, whatever. Okay. I don't think it's good by any means, but it is definitely, I think, an interesting bit of outsider music for sure. And like I said, you could argue that there's some like elements of proto hyperpop going on that, okay, it's fine. But overall, it's definitely not good at all.
All right. First, I want to start by saying that not every person who's ever been on TV needs to also have a fucking music career. This was abysmal. I get the whole, like, it was dark, there was things going on in her life, whatever. The book is sufficient, and she doesn't need this bullshit album to be her publicity fucking tour. She had 3 different fucking MTV shows, like, that we also gave her for making stupid decisions as a teenager. All of that aside. Aside.
Hello.
Oh.
Hi.
Hi.
Jesus Christ.
You've joined as we're literally talking about the last album.
Yeah, I'm very sorry. I just wanted to say I'm still at work, but so basically, wild story. Naomi's mom came up here and fist fought a customer.
I don't know who Naomi is, but okay.
One of my employees. So her mom fist fought a customer because they called her daughter the M-word. And so Naomi's mom got arrested in the lobby. Naomi had to go home with Child Protective Services. We had 2 call-outs, and James looked at me and was like, hey, so I'm going to need you to stay tonight.
I see.
Jesus Christ.
Well, since we're basically done, what I'll do is when you get off of work, let me know, and I'll record your thoughts on the albums, and I'll add them onto the YouTube upload later.
Okay, I am very sorry. Today has been insane, to put it lightly.
Of all of the reasons that you'd ever not be here or be late, Steven, this one seems justified, and I appreciate the story. Thank you for everyone.
I was mad earlier, but this makes up for it. I understand completely. Have a nice day.
Yeah, that's Jesus.
I am so sorry.
Holy shit.
It's not your fault. I understand.
God damn.
We'll talk to y'all in a little bit. I am going loopy because I want to kill myself. Oh, fuck me.
For legal reasons, that was a joke. Anyway, yeah, where was I? Don't put every teenager with a child on TV or with an album. So look, I don't know that there was any good part of this other than the fact that it was short. The lyrics were bad. They were really weak. Even when they got important and meaningful, they just did it badly. The music sounds like when you buy a fucking keyboard and it comes with those like pre-installed music tracks that you hit a button and then it plays. And then like it just, I don't know how anyone felt comfortable producing this album, looking at her and telling her, hey, this is worthwhile to put out into the internet. It just, none of it made sense. It wasn't any good. I didn't care for this at all. I was very thankful that Conley kept it short, especially because my listening order went straight from Conley's into Steven's 3-hour disaster. So thank you for at least keeping it short, Conley. Despite how terrible this was. Mike is muted again.
My mixer is turned down. I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess that's the albums for the episode. I realized I have some like concert updates. Two actually. Conley, do you remember if I talked about seeing Amon Amarth at all? Like last episode?
Who'd you see? Was that the time that you saw a cattle decap with them?
Yes. Did I talk about that?
I think you did.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I watched that one. You did.
Okay, because I have the recording that I did with my notes on here, and usually I delete it after I talk about it, so I couldn't remember if I talked about that or not. So I'm glad I didn't forget. So that means I get to talk about when I saw Sun a couple weeks ago, which, oh boy, that was...
Oh man, I'm actually enthralled for this story. I saw them live once by accident at like this festival show I didn't mean to go to.
All right,
so I'm super hyped.
So Sun is a legendary drone metal band that is known for their live performances. I went with the crew that I go and play Pump It Up with at Dave & Buster's. We met up at Dave & Buster's and played a couple sets of Pump It Up before we went to the concert. It was just Sun playing. They did not have an opener. Right before they came out, they pumped the entire room full of fog. You could not see the stage. It was just fog everywhere. We're sitting in the back. We got a booth because this venue they have booths and it's kind of first come first serve. I don't know if I want to mention this bit or not. I hope I don't get in trouble for Twitch for mentioning this, but my friend did some ket before the show.
For legal reasons, this is also
for legal reasons. That is a joke. I was also thinking of smunking a little funny cabbage beforehand, but I forgore. I thought that they were going to check bags before you got in, so I left it in my car, but whatever, it's fine. So yeah, they pumped the entire room full of fog, and they just come out, and it's, you know, the two members, they wear these giant hooded robes, and it's just an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours of them just single guitar note, drone on for 5 minutes, and it's loud as fuck. I'm glad I had earbuds in, just shaking the entire fucking room. I wish I would have been front row for this, honestly. It's an experience. Just low droning guitar for 2 hours, room full of fucking fog. It was magical. To say the least.
Your experience. Yeah, I don't know your experience, Mike, but when I saw them, like I said, I had no intention of seeing them. They were just kind of there. But it was immaculate, the way that the stage functioned for them, like the way that they were able to make an event out of, we played 6 notes and it took an hour and a half.
Yeah, because I don't know that I listen to Sun very much casually. I use some of their older albums to test headphones, and like It Took the Night to Believe is probably their most well-known album. It's like one of the few songs that they, well, not album, but songs that, it's one of their most well-known songs. It's one of the few that actually has like vocals to it. But like everything that they've put out within the last couple of years or so has just kind of been some mixture of just drone and nothing really else. So I don't really listen to ambient music like this casually, but I've always wanted to see these guys live. So I'm glad that I got to check that off my bucket list. Apparently there's a venue that they played that I want to say is in like, I'm probably wrong, it's in like Kentucky or something, somewhere over there. It's literally a cave. The music venue is in a cave, and they played inside of a cave. Could you imagine being at that shit?
Honestly, that's...
I want to see Sun in a cave!
Yeah. That's cool.
And then I guess I also have like a vinyl update as well. Last episode I had that fucking massive one where my barber gave me an entire case full of like Broadway musical records or something.
Sick.
There's some 45s in there that are pretty sweet. There's a stack of them, but I'm not gonna bother digging all the records out here. But
well, if you can filibuster for like 30 seconds, I can give my own final update, and then you can do yeah.
Actually,
you filibuster. Okay, I'll filibuster.
Actually, I am gonna get the records out. I changed my mind.
All right,
but you can talk while I look for them.
Perfect. I'm a master filibusterer. I feel like that's probably a word. Anyway, yeah. So I what I was going to use to filibuster for Mike looking through it was that I got myself a copy of the album that I picked for this record. It was exclusive print, all colorful and stuff. But yeah, it was pretty neat. My only issue now is that my record player is dog shit. It doesn't have quality speakers in the slightest, and I need to find external speakers that are compatible with the machine that I have without ripping apart. Oh, fuck yeah. I knew this was the place to show up. It's like I've watched this podcast once or twice or every time. Mike, if you need me to filibuster longer, I can self-promote here for just a moment.
Nah, I got him. We're good.
Perfect.
So
I don't like self-promoting.
I got quite a few. I think some of these might be repeats from last time. I can't remember. I just grabbed everything in here that was recent. So I got Electric Wizard's Dope Throne, really good Stoner Doom album. Cool thing about this that I didn't realize until I went to play it for the first time. I hope this doesn't spoil. So it kind of just looks like a regular black album, right? I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera, but if you hold it up to the light, it's like a weird, really smoky green color. I don't think that's coming off on camera at all, but it's really fucking rad.
It's a little smoky. It mostly just looks like a mirror.
Yeah, it's like somewhat like kind of like opaque or transparent, kind of.
Yeah, you can tell there's a colorful film on it of some sort.
I have to be careful with this one, maybe. So I'll just show you the back. This is Purple by Baroness. I can't show you the album cover because titties.
Manga toss.
This is a really cool album. So I listen to it every once in a while. Really solid kind of rock album. Really cool. Cool thing about this band is that they name all their albums after colors, with the exception of the first two, which were literally named first and second, and then they started naming all the albums after colors. Usually there's titties on all the album covers, so that's not a reason for you to check them out. The band is good. Check them out. This is a good album.
Well, I'm sold because of titties. Thanks, Mike.
I also got The Sciences by Sleep. More Stoner Doom, hell yeah. Literally, the album cover, there's a fat fucking nug right there, and this dude is smunking.
I think that was one of the bands I picked at some point.
Yeah,
I think I picked that album.
I'm pretty sure you picked this album one week.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did.
I think they actually just did a re-release of Dope Smoker recently.
Yes, they did. They did.
So another good Stoner Doom album. What else I got? I also got Linkin Park's Minutes to Midnight, because why not? I had this on CD at some point. There's a song on here about Hurricane Katrina, which I dealt with when I was a little kid. Lucky for me, I was not in an area that was affected too hard. My neighborhood was kind of out of the way, but literally drive like 10 minutes from where my house was in Biloxi, and shit was fucked, dude. So this album kind of has some like sentimental value for me, I guess, because of that. But it's a solid Linkin Park album.
Probably their last good one, to be honest.
Denzel Curry's Melt My Eyes to Your Future. Really fucking good album. We Conley picked this one week. There's a remix. I don't know if you'd call it a remix album, but there's a version of this album where he got like a soul band to do the instrumentals, and it's like a reimagining of it. So check that out. And then Devin Townsend's latest album, Lightwork. So when I went to go pick this up, the website for the record store said that they had the deluxe edition, which is like $100. So I was looking all over the place for that, couldn't find it, and found this instead. And I'm like, well, do they not have the deluxe edition? Oh well, I'll just grab this. I haven't really listened to the last 3 albums Devin's put out. I listened to this, and it's kind of more what he was doing on like Epic Cloud and Empath. So if you're into the kind of pop metal stuff that he's been doing as of late, you might like this. I didn't really care for it, honestly, so I'm glad I didn't get the deluxe version. But it's cool that Devin's still working on stuff, cranking stuff out. But yeah, that's all the records I bought.
Nice.
I don't think I have anything else to talk about. You guys have anything?
Well, just to cheers with my last bit of whiskey to the music podcast. I've enjoyed it for what it's been.
Yeah, we did 4 seasons of this, but I figured because it's been hard trying to schedule this, and I'm honestly running out of albums to pick, probably wrap this up. I'd love to do this again in some shape or form, maybe with some new people, you know, if anybody wants to come back and stick around on this, that's cool, but maybe bring this back in some shape or form in the future. Who knows?
Well, all I'm saying is if I get brought back for special features, nobody do any raid shit when it's my turn. God damn it.
Fair. Deal.
No promises.
I did kind of feel bad because this was the first time, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is Ted's week. This is gonna suck for him."
I just if we do it again, let me in like week 2 or week 3, not on week 10 when the rage has been building up for 10 weeks, or in this case, months.
So for the longest time, I've been debating picking this album called Forms of Paper, which is literally an entire album of just paper sounds. And I've been wanting to talk about that for so long, and it just never happened. Maybe one day, if we bring this back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably something I could squeeze out if we bring it back.
Yo. If we don't bring back the podcast like fully in a sense, maybe we could do like mini specials or something. Who knows?
Yeah. Just
random, vaguely music podcast related things. Who knows? But yeah, thanks for checking out the podcast at any point. 4 seasons of this. It's been fun talking about albums that we genuinely like, as well as meme shit that we don't like because haha funny suffer, I guess. I got nothing else to say, so I guess we'll wrap up here.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you all as always for having me. Appreciate you.
Yo.
It's a lot of fun.
Alrighty. We'll catch you sometime.
Yeah.
Alrighty. See you.
In the future.